from the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to yet again the home of all your Valorant entertainment need. This, of course, is the LG Ultragear presents the Esports Club Challenger Series, powered by ZOTAC. And you know what? We had so many cool sponsors on board. Crucial, like, hey, why not join in the fun? So, if you are looking for super fast memory for being super fast in the game, in case you want that cringy jet insta-lock, you can always go for the Crucial NVMe SSDs. They have the P5 out there. I myself have a 1 TB NVMe, and I can guarantee you it goes from 0 to 100 in the matter of no time, and that's what you need.
I also need that, man. You gotta remember that I'm using what? I don't think I have an MDA. I think I have a PCIe, but it's
Yeah,
fine. Eventually, I'll go in for the upgrade. I'm gonna check the links down below in the descriptions.
exactly.
Hey, but for now, what you guys are gonna be checking is today's matchups. Because honestly speaking, True Rippers versus Enigma, we were talking about this yesterday. As soon as Enigma got that win, and I'm pretty sure the True Rippers are trembling in their boots. That
E-
win versus Medal was something that left a mark and an impression on pretty much everyone in this entire tournament. My God, the map of Ascent was a scary sight to be.
uh, bro, EG have been looking scary. True Rippers, they need to let go of that trend to give their enemy a freebie, and this time, actually, the only way them winning it is a 2-0. They can't give EG that much space, and EG clearly out for vengeance, right? This lower bracket run, we've seen how the fuel added to the fire kind of embodies something really scary, and this is when we actually see it shape up. It's an 8 p.m. matchup, but I feel like it's gonna get over by 9:30. In all honesty,
Good possibility, but at the same time, hey, we can't really say anything about the maps. They have players like Paradox on their side, one time God going up pretty much stellar performances, and he's been trying to pull off the impossible as much as he possibly can. But then again, all of these 4 players on front of your screens on the MVP standings, they've also been doing the exact same thing. Let's head on down over there, see exactly what is going to be on that end. But for now, taking it slow, taking it steady, let's talk about the other aspects of this roundup. Rexy, though, making his way up there. It's
Nice.
a little bit of a surprise, but at the same time, considering what kind of performance he put up yesterday on Haven, man, he deserves to be here. Two
He,
Enigma players, though, here on the top.
yeah.
That's
Rafael did make his way from what position 5 or 6 yesterday after he did best his opposition, and now they stand a chance to increase that lead. Right, it's gonna be a while from since we see VLT perform again. So Deathmaker, he's gonna have a couple of players try to edge him out in this graphic. So all things said and done, this lower bracket run looks all the more scary. And Revenant Esports, are we gonna get the opportunity for EG to get vengeance? That's what I'm trying to get through my mind. Because with how this tournament has been, EG, they're looking steamy. And, you know, in terms of Revenant Esports' result, if they're able to hold on to their upper bracket through VLT, yeah, this is going to be a very, very, how do I say this? It's going to be a strenuous journey, but a journey that will truly prove those who are underdogs in the upper bracket. You know, the Revenant Esports, the Reckoning Esports, those are still looking to get that seal of approval by that name.
trying to see how much they can get away with and how much they can evolve over time. But for now, though, True Rippers, they're pretty much in that spot. But let's head on down over towards the brackets first. See exactly how it's all been shaping up and who are going to be looking forward to moving on down the line. Today, we do have the True Rippers versus Enigma game, but the next match that will come up is going to be Reckoning Esports versus Revenant. Now, that game will be an exciting one because we have talked about this before as well, OG, that both of these teams on the upper bracket semifinals are very closely matched when it comes down to their achievements and also what they can put up on the.
Yeah, only one thing that I find contrasting with those lineups is the philosophy to some extent. Revenant Esports are a team that have been looking almost similar from since they even switched organizations, but nothing to take away from their brilliance, right? Don't need to change something that isn't completely broken. And in terms of Reckoning Esports, a very, very fluid roster that's been moving its roles around for the past few months, which in my honesty, in all honesty, in my opinion, if they stick together, that's one of the best ways that you can make a roster, right? If everybody knows how to fill the other role, it creates a very, very good understanding between the team, as then they need to make critical plays in small, small margins of time, which is something, in fact, we saw M42 esports struggle with. So it's going to be very interesting to see when that matchup comes down to the lower bracket, how could they hold on to their metal? Well, talked a lot about the brackets, talked a lot about the tournaments, but ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the teams that we're gonna have on the server today night. It's gonna be True Rippers, who are the first team on the board here. Crosshair Relic, Paradox Master, One Tap God, and Bones. No introduction needed per se, although they certainly need to come in with a banger. True Rippers, the distinct disadvantage in this matchup, as they will be considered the underdogs, although that could lead away to a minor advantage in terms of that in terms of the dark horse kind of strategy. We've had that in the past before here in the Challenger series, and this could be its continuation.
Entire team needs to be on another shifted dynamic. Normally, like, hey, you've already made that prediction that True Rippers are gonna lose out on the second map and possibly win out on the third if it's the old True Rippers fashion of constantly playing those 3 maps. But against Enigma, it's not that simple. Even if you're able to edge out that first initial map, that second map, yeah, unless you get this on a 2-0, it's gonna be pretty rough for you. The roster itself is pretty strong, but as we head on down over towards the team spotlight for Enigma, you're gonna know exactly why we are a little bit skeptical on that regard. Looking at this team, you have Antidote, Rexy, Excalibur, Raw RVK, and Hiccup. Those names alone should give you a scare before you even enter into the game. And after what we saw yesterday, I'm pretty sure that the entirety of True Rippers are also on the same boat.
Hmm. Enigma, They have two members up on the MVP, so it's gonna be Rexy trying to duke it off against Raw Fuel. And Raw Fuel, yeah, I'm expecting him to continue his good form with the Jet. Do you think that Raw Fuel is gonna have a very big problem as soon as that Jet nerf is gonna come in, especially with his position in this team?
Uh, I do believe that Rafiel cannot play as hyper aggressive as he was before, or he needs to give up his operator role completely.
That'd be a
Jet can
shame.
no longer play on that op, not anymore at least.
I'm just wondering.
Before, yeah, that's the thing. I don't think that we need to give up that role on that basis, but he needs to play a lot more passive, and he needs to rely on his team to give him information before he opts to go in for a peak. But for
Yeah.
now, let's head on down over towards the head-to-head and see exactly which two players are going to be duking it out against one another. And RVK versus Crosser, pretty much a stapled fight, I would say.
Yeah, and RVK has been looking darn near perfect for the past few games. He's been the linchpin for Enigma. Granted, he might not be at the top of the scoreboard, but in those crucial rounds, he gets a very, very critical kill that then enables EG to then deliver the choke. And one thing about EG, a recurring trend with their not only map pool but with their approach to every single map is the philosophy of just completely giving side and then playing on the back of utility for that retake, right? That's something EG have been doing quite a bit, especially in the challenges series, and it's something that's worked out quite brilliantly for them. The fact that they're able to do it on so many times of asking in such a flawless nature is in and of itself a little scary. Because think of yourself as the attacker, right? You want to contest towards the side. You're not getting any fight. You're not able to take any distinct advantage. As you're going for the plant, you not only eat utility damage, but you also have to then disengage and then get into post plant situations. With EG, do not allow that easily. And that's assuming it might be a 5v5 post plant, which is in and of itself rare.
That is completely true. But then again, OG, I don't know if you know this, but Sova got heavily nerfed in the next patch as well. Did you
I
hear
think
about
that's
that?
something that flew by my radar. What did they
Okay,
change?
so the nerfs of Sova is that the shock dart no longer deals 90 damage on a direct strike. It
Okay.
now deals 75 per shock dart. The
Okay.
owl drone is shorter,
Oh,
way
that's sad.
shorter. So basically, you can get at the bare minimum of 2 scans off instead of 3 that you could do originally.
Damn.
And they changed how Sova's animation works, so people who used to line up with their left side of his hotbar need to completely learn different lineups. It's not that easy anymore.
Wow. Nice way to nerf an agent, right? Just
Yeah.
relearn everything.
No,
All right.
it's kind of the sense that like both of these are Sova players, and I'm a little bit scared of what they're gonna do in the next match. Yeah, in this head-to-head, they're gonna be flawless in that regard. But today's the last day before the patch hits.
Exactly. It might be the last time
And
we get to see these two players, especially RVK and Raw Fuel, completely pop off. And also, you have to
yeah,
mention One Tap God's consistency that's gotten True Rippers this far ahead, right? His play on the Jet's been something that propels not only True Rippers through the Challenger series, but for the past few months, he's been on a tear with a lot of changes not only happening with a couple of these teams, but also with some of these crucial agents. It's going to be very interesting to then trace how these few agents are going to be able to then later on contribute as we head deeper into the Challenger series. Let's quickly head into the map veto as well. We've talked so much about the players, we've talked so much about the teams. Okay, this
there's
is
a
a
trifecta again.
standard again Challenger series veto, so I'm not even going to be that bothered about talking about drafts, talking about all that jazz. Right now, talking about favorites, I still feel like on the back of this kind of a map veto, EG should be heavily favored. Ascent, they looked pretty scary on Ascent the last time we did see them. It didn't go all the way to
I
split,
think
but
pretty
they
scary
even
is an
came close.
understatement.
Hmm. Do you think True Rippers might stand a better chance on a map like Ascent? We've seen True Rippers on a couple of occasions maybe deliver that, upset, but that's only on a couple of occasions, right? What's the difference here? What's the X factor here that you think True Rippers need to be thinking of?
I believe the main way they're going to be able to take this is just through pure mid control. We
Oh,
didn't really notice that as much when we were watching the medal esports game. So I believe that if they're able to exploit the mid where Enigma have a tendency of not really putting a lot of manpower into unless they're highly contested for it,
yeah.
would be the main way they can break through their defense. But then again, we're talking about Enigma who can make on the fly calls and just completely nullify that level of mid aggression that the attackers would have gone in for.
Hmm.
But True Rippers on the defensive side first. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt that, hey, they're starting on the stronger side. Maybe the operator in the hands of one tap god can completely shift the dynamic in another direction.
Yeah.
But then again, they need something more. And I believe that on Ascent, where the compositions are just so staple on that regard, it's
Hmm.
a raw fundamentals that's going to get you through a lot of this. And True Rippers as a team, they're pretty much downright perfect almost in their fundamentals.
They are to some extent perfect, but if you talk about EG, I'd say they're more refined, and that could be
Yeah,
the
that's
difference
true.
maker. So on a map like Ascent, the time we saw EG lose on this map was when they did take that best of three against Revenant Esports, right? Uh, it wasn't a good affair whatsoever because Knight Rider he was able to pull off a couple of plays that weren't supposed to be there, especially pushed through Garden with the Spectre, a couple of beautiful taps to its A short, and you had the server brimming with confidence alongside Logi just popping the hell off, right? So that's what it required to throw off Enigma in a sense. And mind you, one more crucial aspect of that puzzle was how shut down Raw Fuel was on that defense. He was never given a chance to have a resurgence after a bad start on the attack. So if in my mind, True Rippers have to win this. It has to be on the back of an Ascent W, and it has to be on the back of Raw Fuel completely given no room to take that aggressive peak. And you know Raw Fuel, even on the attack, if he has a downed ghost, he's more than comfortable going CQC towards short, towards catwalk, trying to get that kill, dash around, make room for his team. And that's exactly what needs to be shut down here. You either do it with good crossfire or you do it with utility, but you have to do it one way or the other. What's their plan?
That currently Enigma, they look unstoppable, but there are a lot of kinks in their armor that a lot of the teams have not yet picked up on. Primarily, one of the main things that they have not yet understood is that Enigma, they throw some utility to facilitate raw fuel, but if there's enough counter utility, just as you stated previously, if there's enough counter utility or maybe a crossfire to stop it, I don't think that crossfires are going to help, considering how utility is used to facilitate raw fuel.
Yeah.
Counter utility is the only way you're going to be able to shut him down. Don't give up the space. Don't be afraid of him in a lot of these different engagements. Play for those off angles, and that's the only way you can shut him down. If Rafiel gets shut down early, maybe for the first 5 rounds, it's difficult for him to rise back up to the challenge. The player's mental is not broken. Like Rafiel has a solid mental and it's pretty much unshakable. But
Yep.
then again, the thing with Rafi was that he'll constantly keep on going for those pushes. Maybe not in the exact same way as he did a couple of rounds prior, maybe switching up the timings, maybe switching up the entry points, or when he does do the entry after the utility is thrown to facilitate him. You can still shut him down purely based upon your own decisions. And if you just play scared, trying to give that space up to him, if he's able to occupy that space for his team, that is when not just Raw Fuel is deadly, but his entire team is deadly on that regard. They can bum rush their way into a side, take away the entire map for themselves. And that is why Ascent is one of the few maps I would say that relies heavily on team map control instead of individual map control. You can throw utility to gain that level of control, but a single player can't hold it. Because if the opposition, maybe on the defense, maybe on the offense, are able to put two members into that space, there's no way the attackers or the defenders can get it for free. Someone has to die, like either both of them or one of them will die while the other two are able to come on back, force the defense in a pretty uncomfortable position, or force the attack to completely shift to another avenue that they are not willing to attack into.
Yeah. And we talked so much about the map, we talked so much about the veto that's possible. Before we head over to map 2 and map 3 and have any kind of discussions on that regard, you also do have to remember hit that subscribe, hit that bell because today's going to be the last day before we go for a small break and we'll be back again on
Holidays.
yeah, we'll be back again with more Valorant action on the 4th of next month. So, in case you feel any bit sad, in case you feel any bit down, that, hey, there's not going to be any Valorant action or fiasco over the next few days, do hit over our social media at Instagram, at Facebook. Do check out the content that we have out for not only Valorant, but a lot of other esports. Because at the end of the day, we here at the Esports Club try to enjoy this as a spectrum. It's the home of esports club. It's the home of esports for a reason, and you'd want to be part of this club. Talking about club, talking about this matchup. Now we discussed the veto on map one and how this could go that same vanilla route of double initiator, having that killjoy, having that jet, and there just being a small variation in that controller market, which is obviously filled by Omen. most of the time on a map like this. We head on over to Split later on as map 2, right? And that's something I'm very happy about because Split's most of the time been that decider map 3, which sometimes we even don't go to that length. So on map 2 of Split, is there something a little different that you'd expect? Because again, I'm really excited when somebody might pick up a raise on Split because that kind of changes things up, but it's not something that we get to see every day.
I'm gonna lie, if you talk about Split, I get PTSD primarily because that map is possibly the worst, the most cursed map that I could ever get.
Damn, the
And
hate's real.
yeah, that map is actually cursed. I'll go on a 6 game win streak. Then I get split for the first time, and in that game, I will lose.
Oh
That has
god.
been a trend for me throughout my entire Valorant career, and I think I have the lowest win rate on that map. But then again, these teams, some of them, they have the highest win rates for a reason because of the way their strategies are just so pinpoint perfect on this map. Now, Enigma, are they weak on split by that regard? Not really. They're pretty strong, they're pretty potent, and their defaults are quite hard to handle. But at the same time, True Rippers, one of the main reasons why they picked up this map against Enigma is because they are very confident in their aggressive plays that they can employ and all of their strategies. But for now, at least, it's not going to be as similar as you would have
Yeah, exactly, man. At this point, I'm also
hoped for.
considering the
It can
fact
be
that True Rippers are in a position where they have that dark horse mentality, right? So maybe they start or ascent with a curveball. That's one thing that I'm really interested with Fade, my friend. Fade offers you a little bit more
oh
variety
yes.
in that initiator market, and in a map like Ascent, it's all double initiator most of the times that we do get on this map, right? So you normally have that KO Sky diff that we see most of the time on this map, and having an agent like Fade. Now that brings away a
Honestly,
lot
it's just
more.
too good. It's
I
like
know,
having
right?
a breach and a fade, man. Imagine having those two together. You throw in one that completely concusses everyone, and then you throw in the fade ability that completely shuts down any hopes and dreams that you could have had to try and survive that ultimate. You're like, oh, I'm gonna hide in
Oh,
this corner, no one's gonna check me. Suddenly Fade is like, I'm gonna end this man's whole career.
I can't imagine sitting in a site playing against that composition. I think anybody who does that either needs one of two things: either being knighted or adult diapers, one of the two, because it's either gonna go one of the two ways, nowhere in between. And talking about going one of the way and neither in between, let's quickly head into the draft because that's where things are about to be set solid for the matchup that we're gonna have in Ascent. We're expecting again a very identical draft from either end, which is not gonna be the case. Aggressive, let's go. We're gonna get the breach.
This is gonna be an interesting one, guaranteed, because hey, breach pickup is something that we haven't really seen that often on the map of Ascent. But then again, against the Killjoy, when you know for a fact your opposition likes to pick up that Killjoy, it's a bad idea to go in for a breach. Nope, it's gonna be a strong pickup that you can rely on, and it can be the backbone for your team if you're able to utilize it properly. But then again, breach requires a good amount of communication to make it all work, especially when you have a KO on the opposition. If Scally is able to use its 0 point and its null command to perfection, I don't think that Bones is going to get a lot of value out of his utility.
It's all going to be reliant on positioning, and we've seen Excali be a brilliant setup for his team. The way he uses his flashes, the way he tries to play the Wii aggro. Sometimes Enigma were in a, I think, questionable spot when they played Ascent the day prior, because you did see on a couple of occasions EG just taking these fights single file. Sure, they won it. That's a different story, but that's philosophically the wrong way to go about it. And I'm interested to see if their matchup against True Rippers changes anything in that regard. You can see the coach of True Rippers, that being Daffy, being very vocal about what the game plan is. And this, if they are to win it, it's going to be a strenuous journey. It's going to be a long journey, but a journey that they need to undertake. And you can see the contrasting difference. Right? Look at EG. Smiles, relaxation. Antidote just
Getting himself in the
trying to
zone.
get focus. Yeah, he's getting in that zone. He's feeling himself both on the server and off the server. He is a man who I feel like with this next patch we need to keep an eye out for because he's been that player who's been switching roles from since his VLT days on Jet, right? going to be very interesting to see what this future beholds. EG, though, on the B side, they commit to their push. The switch quickly tapped. This Killjoy setup, though, this is why we've been taunting this Killjoy to be so broken in a map like this. It's all geared towards a true Ripper's hold. So, Rockfield still finds an opening. He just breaks the door open and he's like, it's Johnny.
Johnny's not doesn't have an to them. That's deadly enough. Because one tap got in Masters, they're gonna be able to shut down a couple, but at the end of the day, Paradox, he's a strong player. Yeah, it's just not gonna work. Spike Plant goes down, Excali's gonna be shuts down Paradox, and with that, ladies and gentlemen, it's a pretty solid hold. Paradox maybe could have gotten that kill, but Excali is just a little bit too slippery.
I still can't wrap my mind around how Rockfield always finds these kills.
It's just a jet with an entry mode.
You put any kind of handicap, man still rolls away with the W.
You think he cares about the Killjoy utility? Oh, hell no. He owns the utility. He was molded by it.
This early round victory, sure, Enigma have that in the bag. True Rippers, in a position like this, now their composition, they have the Killjoy, they have the Breach, they have the Sova alongside the Jet and the Omen. This is something that I'm really looking forward to how it's going to pan out on the attack, because with the way this Breach Sova combination goes, if they're able to facilitate one tap god perfectly, I feel like this is the hardest combination for a Jet to play against in some extent. Sure, if you put the Astra in there, it's going to be absolute cringe and salty, but it's good that Astra is nerfed in that sense. It's going to be harder for them to find that answer on that second half, but I feel like they have the right pieces on the board to do so. This is that curveball that I was eyeing out for, and I feel like this might just be the perfect one, although that's more on the results rather than our prediction.
To be honest, I wish there was an Astra. I know Astra is nerfed.
What a guy.
I know she's not as strong, but if you're able to utilize the utility properly, I think that she's still one of the strongest aces that you can have in this. I'm not even capping here. I'm serious.
This has to be a very... I'm wondering why he reloaded in a situation like that. Excali, though, finds the trade. They know position of crosshair, and with this aggression through the smoke, Bones, hard for him to do anything in a situation like this. Kelly on her arm, flash. Does end up skipping away, but despite the shorty, though, finds that kill. Me too.
More than happy about this.
Yeah. 3-man down with only classics. I was gonna say, EG, this has to be a round where they're gonna be flawless. Not the case. It might force them, however, to either upgrade or maybe just give this round away for free.
In the best of spots that they could be in. Though, with the hold over onto A and 3-stack on B, Trippers, they're putting all their eggs in one basket. And for now, Enigma, they're making their way over onto A. This could spell disaster, considering all of them are still on a couple of the eco weapons, and they have upgraded over to a couple of Spectres on the members that have died in the previous round.
You have the null on Excali now with the commitment. True Rippers, are they willing to play retake? Because look at One Tap's got position. He can very well be spammed through the smoke. The Spectre this range, we know how bamboozling it can be, and through the smoke he almost got the double. Rockfield manages to get his way back. Man advantage. EG, this is exactly what they were looking for.
It's a tough scenario to be in. You're not gonna find out much on the back end. That's gonna be one. Rexy! Possibly getting shut down almost immediate, but no utility being used in proper conjunction. The timing for that one was just way off. And Rexy's gonna be able to survive here. So much utility being popped. Rexy just need to find one shot. Not gonna be able to find out anything. Rockfield, the timing's not gonna be perfect, but he still gets it regardless. The Spectre just reigns supreme. 3 versus 2 situation. Crosshair and Master, they're able to do so much. But still, they're not gonna be able to hold. Excali with the spam shuts down one. And Master, it's all up to him. It's just done. It's just dusted. Master, he's so good. He's so sublime. But in this one, 4K in a dream. And that dream will stay unrealized. 0-3 and Enigma, they find another round.
That play from Rockfield, the aggression that he's just unrelenting for. Showed it in the pistol, showed it in the bonus. Give him inferior weaponry, give him an operator. He doesn't give two hoots. Still gonna be the one taking point. That recon was very well what changed the round, right? Excali had very little information on Crosshair. The fact that that recon actually managed to get some information in and of itself is huge.
Good though, all the members did die in the previous round. But oh my god, Anti? How did Anti die?
I have
What?
no clue.
Rafael?
I was
Poor
confused.
Anti, he's the sacrificial goat for everything.
Oh god. Oh god. Bones only wanted to find a little bit more. Denied. Ooh. Alright. Again, it's only pistols, right? At this point, I'm very concerned if True Rippers aren't gonna change their approach to this matchup. They have the lockdown available. This should be their call to maybe play a little more aggressive to mid. Give away the site for a retake setup where you then use the lockdown to add pressure.
That was a really good shot coming in from Masters. You have no idea? How did Anti die? I'm still confused over on to A-Main. But then again, hey, it's 0-4 Enigma. They're able to close things out. Pretty tough start, but at the end of the day, they are able to get the round. Regardless, one tap god though this time around has the operator in hand. And this could be the second win that the members of True Rippers are waiting for. This is such a crucial round as well here, OG, because if they don't win this operator investment will set them back at the bare minimum of 2 rounds before they can opt to get it through.
What? Okay. One tap god. I was gonna say, what's the advantage that he's gonna get peeking from that angle? Because that recon, if I'm not mistaken, completely destroyed yet again. Switch dart. Bones more than aware. Very smart, very heads up. And this is something that Rofio has been doing every single time that they've been hitting B, right? So it's about time that True Rippers found that counter. Although it's Enigma walking in towards this A side with a plethora of utilities set up by the Killjoy. Oh, that was smart.
Was a tough one. Positions are good, and Anti, he just needs to run on back. Underside Killjoy is already dead, but then again, Anti, he is not in a position to try and find this one at all. Can get the plan down, but this lurk from Rexy needs to come in way quicker. Unless Rexy is able to shut down one player. Oh, this should be perfect, but wait, he's going back towards spawn?
I think this buys a little bit of time and forces True Rippers to expel utility, trying to clear a backstab that's not to come. In fact, that's only going to be on Rexy, and that might be a little later. It might be a little timing related, and well, it works for the first part. Although now that his position discovered, he uses that to perfection. Goes in for that lockdown, almost secures the round. EG. Ooh. We've seen that before, haven't we? Aggressive. Boy, does that bring in a scare.
That was way too close. If they expected Paradox to not hold that, imagine they did not peek at all. That could have gone in the other direction in a matter of seconds. But once again, True Rippers, they're this close to closing it out, but they're just not able to get it. Once more, we see the problem arise over and over again. As soon as Excali is able to find that Killjoy, completely shut down her utility, it's a free site. How do you hold them back? Again, Masters, he needs to play in very, very isolated positions that are safe in comparison to anything else. He cannot peek. He needs to be the rock for the team, allow them to come in for rotations. He's not using his utility to stop any form of an aggressive play. He's facilitating himself with his own utility, which is not bad, mind you, but against the KO, you can't really do that. You need to stall for as long as you can for backup to arrive, and after backup arrives, then you can use your utility to facilitate yourself. Your first bouts of utility, for example, your turret and your alarm bot, need to be set in such a way that you deter the attackers from coming into you. But it's just not happening here, and if True Rippers are not able to figure that one out, I don't know, man. Enigma, they look quite unstoppable. Because Rafael died early, mind you, this was a 4 versus 5 situation, and Enigma were still able to claw this one out.
Exactly. Lose the operator, lose the blades. So much of what their lethality was now disappears. And more rounds going the way of EG. Close range. This is Monster just trying to buy bait the shorty that gets the kill. Should be able to trade it off to a sheriff. Are they going to re-engage though is the question. They should have another flash on Bones if I'm not mistaken. Although Bones is going to be absolutely dry and raw. Fuel somewhat expects it. Ooh, there we go. Paradox. I'm surprised that he's actually fighting this. The triple.
He can't do anything. What is he gonna do? He's just stuck there.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
even have a
unfortunate.
teleport.
Crosshair wasn't in vicinity to even give support. This is starting to be bleak, my friend. This is repeat of what EG had to show us the day before.
Spike down. One enemy remaining.
Shots, but Rexy, he has something else to say about it. Those one players on the mid and Crosshair. What you gonna do, buddy? Because your death is coming from multiple different sides. Ooh, good kill at least. He found one more.
Yeah, he's still a little more expensive. That's all he does, though. They still need to win around here. Aggressive. You get the chance now. Look at this. 4 ultimates. A good economy. What else would you need? True Ripper on a pedestal now to take this round. Because once I've got, even though he might not have his blade, see the operator. Everything is lining up for them to find success, except for EG. Because EG seems to be lining up to go towards B.
Doesn't make any sense. Let's keep up the grind. Try and maybe find out some more, but once I've got too much aggression, cost him his life over onto A. And you gotta remember, how many players are on A? 4. They're playing the B side on a retake, but this retake will come in very late. And that's gonna take the time down by quite a massive margin. But I don't know how much I like the defensive position with the members of Enigma. No presence towards mid. Ooh. This could end perfectly, or this could just be the most biggest mistake they have made.
Perfect timing by Scally.
They know his position. They know one player's on B main.
That's fine. Look at how much time he's buying where nobody can use utility on the side of True Rippers. This is just shut down. This is done. This is dusted. True Rippers truly being ripped apart here. And the lower bracket ones starting to look a whole lot more uncomfortable as Raw Fuel is just being an absolute guillotine at the moment.
Did Raw Fuel just walk from market? Confusion.
Are they going to be able to save that operator though? Nah, I don't think so. Not at all. I thought because they're going to rotate towards A, they might be able to grab that off one tap God's really Demite body. Not the case.
Their money's looking quite bleak as well. One tap God not even close to his Blaze-Stone, cannot give poor old Bones a gun. Guy's not been having a good game here at all. Completely getting shut down every single turn that he takes. Tries to go in for a peek. Excali's waiting on the other corner. Tries to use a little bit of utility. Excali throws in a 0 point to shut him down. And then there's Raw Fuel, who just dampers all his plans. He throws a utility and Raw Fuel just ignores it. Strong aggressive push on towards mid though. I like this from the members of True Rippers, but they need to win these gunfights. This is so crucial for them to get, and Rexy is being such a rat! But it's just not enough because finally one tap God he's able to equalize and find the kills that he needs to.
How?
God, Raw Fuel! And he gets away with murder.
Not even cool, bro. One tap God fights back. Man advantage maintained by True Rippers, but it's been a hard fight for them so far. Bones has the Rolling Thunder as he lines the utility up. He needs to line the bodies as well. Raw Fuel, he dodges this crucially, and he's shot down! RVK from hell needs to pull off a heaven-like play, and he's on the verge of doing it a double. One tap God with the triple of his own shuts it down. That still is True Rippers getting their first round in 8 that have been played so far. Hopefully it's not too little too late.
Scanning ahead.
I like this goal regardless. They were finally able to dismantle the default being played by the members of Enigma. One player on towards mid, Rexy being that constant lurk presence that you need to worry about. He's a thorn on your sides, and one tap got completely shut it down. Antidote, who normally plays towards garden and short to try and cut off rotations, he was killed off early. And even though Rawfield got that aggressive play on towards heaven, it really did not matter now, did it? That's another play that they have read into and they can adapt to. Now though, this is where the real fun will start.
Oh, he spots it.
Here.
Oh, one tap god, no. Oh, he's gonna be able to get it. Rawfield's none the wiser.
Here.
They don't have the mid presence anymore. What's happening?
They've lost it on the greed of going for more. This has cost them the opportunity to catch out the rotation from top mid. And now, just not of that fact, they regroup towards the A side, where it looks most likely that EG are gonna set their eyes on. Master's ready with that lockdown, and this is the reason EG are trying to take things slow. If needs be, they have the Hunter's Fury and RVK to dismantle it. I like the setup here. They're allowing RVK to play back. They know that he needs to be the man who deploys the Hunter's Fury. In fact, they're even pinging it.
Waiting for the Hunter's Fury to come in and immediately gonna pop in. Rexy!
Oh, God.
The Spectre is the absolute demon. And my god, this was such a bad position to be in.
Player
Wait,
standing.
Hunter's Fury.
They
did
couldn't
not
break
hit.
that lockdown, and they had to compensate for the back of that. The shot dart close range, and it's not RVK skill to find. Oh god.
Man, it's
The
a
opening.
Spectre. You
Not
know
even
Rexy's
Spectre, bro.
raging. No, do you know for a fact that Rexy's raging for that one?
I'd say more than Rexy's rage, RVK should be raging, because he just missed the Hunter's Fury on a lockdown.
I think I know why. The moment of panic possibly got to him. Your player who was pushing the Killjoy died. And I think the comms got overloaded and RVK was just not able to find it.
F. True Rippers, though, however, find that important round. That's exactly what they needed. However, this needs to be a consistent trend. If they are to show good form and faith in that first half, but so far they haven't, but it's a start. Better late than never.
Victories are where it all matters here. And ooh. Masters. He's not gonna be able to do out much. Then Null Command completely shuts down any form of utility they could use to try and stop this aggressive rush. But then again, they have a 5 versus 5 retake scenario. And I think they're gonna take it any day of the week.
Rexy has a Pokeball on the spike as well, so a lot of utility then to defend with. That was such a perfect timing on that 0 point by Excali. No information now for True Rippers, and this needs to be a brawl. 5v5 post plant antidote, blinded with utility, and then taken to his very tomb. Paradox position off guard as he was watching for that recon dart. One tap god with that shot, he finds a very crucial kill, and Excali still alive from this side, not being dealt with just yet. That was the late swing by a crosshair that's costed his team. It's still, however, a 1 versus 2, and Rexy is not able to pull off the berserk play. True Rippers, they find a little bit of momentum. They string 2 rounds together, and this could be a 7-5 half. Enigma finally showing that they as well bleed blood.
That was such a good round for them to win here as well. It's Scally. If he wasn't dealt with here earlier, this would have been a complete and utter disaster. Rexy, he had that opportunity to go in for a swing. He opted not to go in for it. Instead of jiggle. It did cost him a little bit. 2 small bits of aggression, but then again, it's a lot of buts and if. That was such a good
Get out of my way.
retake from the members of True Rippers. The way that they were able to utilize the utility as well. Paradox and Bones, though, their utility was used in perfect conjunction with one another. Paradox went in for the swing after he threw out the Paranoia, and Bones completely covered the left-hand side of Generator. So there was no way for the front Generator player to run anywhere, but then again, Rawfield,
And such
this is
fast
what meant mid-control. But Masters, beautiful. Good for 1. Not gonna expect the second.
The defense yet again at the B side crumbles because backstabs the name of the game for Rawfield, and he's been doing it out flawlessly. The Blades allows him to play all the more mobile, all the more lethal. They saved the operator here, I'm presuming, because one tap god can't afford to let it out of his hands if True Rippers need have any business even contesting was left at the half, which is not a lot.
Antidote. He's in the rat position, and he can just wait out and see exactly what he can do. Bones needs to back on off, but then again, they're opting to go in for a save, and raw fuel, my god, snaps some daggers into the man's face! And Bones, he's gonna be the one to get shattered into a million different pieces. Sky's gonna be the thing that shuts him down, and a 3-8 scoreline now on the cards. One away from the curse, and Enigma. Do you want to fight it? Or do you just want to give it up?
True Rippers, do you think that this is enough of a morale boost for them to then recoup and be rejuvenated in the second half? I feel like they've just done the bare minimum. That's no comfort whatsoever against a team like EG. Aggression yet again towards A main, and EG not setting foot there whatsoever. Crosshair has been suppressed, so information at least somewhat pieced together by EG. Although this aggressive stance from True Rippers is going to give them a lot of information for them to then base their rotation on. Raw Fuel, how has he found this consistent lurk, not only towards the A side, but also towards B? This market presence been quite the menace, and yet again, they leave the Sova all alone towards the side, who's given that small opportunity to then fall back.
The good amount of damage, though. That level of chip damage will cost them a lot, and Raw Fuel, again, he's being peek out! And that'll be a costing one.
Seeing EG do this though off the man, that's advantage. And they traded out. You were talking aggressive?
So the bodies. Nah, I didn't say anything. Don't worry about it.
You did mention that True Rippers aren't able to convert on those first few kills, which still holds value. Like Scally, I assume that he's going to be tagged by that drone, which would have led him to be spammed down Oblivion. This lockdown changes the entire way EG have to play. Now it's aggression that's going to be the name of the game, and they still find the numbers, they still find the heads!
Aiming, that's all that they needed. And I love this. Enigma, they didn't hesitate. Just look at how this all panned out. Utility was used, everything's fine. But at the very end, it just started dropping.
They wanted to force the fight here, True Rippers, but they weren't ready themselves. 9-3. Seen a lot of miracles from the scoreline, but this has very little makings of a miracle at the moment. True Rippers bleak on hope. Hoping that this pistol round might be the start for their good times in this matchup. But so far, this best of 3 has EG written all over it, and so does this pistol for now, as the setup towards A is not there whatsoever. Enigma more than happy, relinquishing the site, allowing RBK to do a couple points of damage with that shock dart. Crosshair has attacked to some extent, it does put the defense on a momentarily halt, and you can see EG already wrapping around through attacker spawn, although one tap got trying to pull off a raw fuel, and he is just to the wayside. This lurk
This is beautiful.
When is he gonna pull the trigger? There we go. Teammate was a sacrificial lamb, but that's all that was needed, because then the goat rises. And 9-4, True Rippers get their pistol, they get their chance. How did they translate on this now is all that's gonna matter.
3 man. It's happening. First prerequisite is given. And there's 2 more for them to try and take. Momentum is the name of the game. Just a couple more rounds and they have it in the bag, I do believe. The comeback is very much possible in Enigma. They're not yet gonna be shaking in their boots, but hey, it could happen at any second.
Standing ahead.
I love that recon from RBK. Essentially punishing him who tries to come out and not be a jet, essentially.
My god.
Although RBK gets the
Oh god, man.
has come alive. And EG rotate as well. Spike dropped. What are these positions? I feel so sad for True Rippers if this is the way it goes down.
Chip would have seen those RBK shots, but then again, what can you do? This guy's a demon, he's looking for more! Has the angle, but he doesn't have the timing for it. Rex instead picks up the mantle. He's able to deliver on his own regard. Master, what you gonna do, buddy? There's absolutely no way you're gonna be able to survive this one, and a thrifty round for the side of Enigma, ladies and gentlemen. RVK on his back and on his sheriff. How many rounds have Enigma won over any team at this point? Yes, single-handedly turned around rounds just because of his sheriff.
Not gonna lie, all throughout these players' history in tactical FPS, India was the region for eco rounds. So it's fitting that EG have a very, very strong portfolio on rounds like that. The fact that it happened in a situation like this is all the more damning for True Rippers and their prospects for taking a W on map 1.
Oh, that is sad. No, that is just sad. The way that the elevation changed. Oh, yep, the raw fuel doesn't miss a second. Looking for a third. Oh, crosshair. Looking for a bit more. That's gonna be a flash. That's gonna be a bag. And who's gonna go in that bag? It's gonna be the members of True Rippers.
Another one. He has the
Poor
band.
boy gets away with murder.
And one type of position here, Rexy. He gives away the aggressive play. This might change Paradox into helping, but Antidote's now coming on the back. Ooh, the dink. This all sets up Antidote though.
Spike down mid.
You sense the clutch?
Like so.
Never mind.
Yeah, that's spike plans. Oh, Anti, no gun upgrade for you. No gun upgrade for you, buddy. He's gonna be a sad boy with the sad Spectre in his side. But hey, not really the end of the world because the Spectre is still a very potent weapon, as we saw from Masters.
Especially on the hands of an Omen, right? It's so easy to close the gap with the utility set Omen has.
If you're a Flex Ninja, yes. If you're anyone else,
Do you like this setup that EG have towards the B side? Because it seems very identical to what True Rippers had. Usually I'd be the fan of the switch setup, especially if I'm going to play against EG. You need to play the swamps on the switch, and right now, Raw Fuel, is his aim going to turn on like a light switch? There are
there's
people
timing.
looking for
There needs
this.
to be timing.
Yeah, Master is waiting for this exact play. Wow.
Anti, he's gonna get away with this. God damn it. An omen for an omen. You already know what you're gonna be expecting for that, but Anti is making his way back on towards the site. Why?
Spike down
The fact that it
A.
caught Bones off is in and of itself surprising. And RVK is not able to find information about One Tap God's aggressive off angle towards Heaven, which is aided by the recon dart disposed by Crosshair. 2 versus 3. Man disadvantage. EG have done better from worse. And RVK is going to be leading the charge. Spot that One Tap God's aggression. If I'm not mistaken, RVK has that recon as well. The turret's going to be out from Rexy. Very doable retake now. One Tap God, that position should be a dead giveaway, and he's so low on HP, and he ends up going down. That's one grenade, can't do much in terms of
They're gonna be able
stopping.
to do it.
Master's all alone, and he ends up going down. Oh no! EG, they find map point.
This was a 2 versus 3 retake. It was not even that the fact that Rippers had very bad position. The main issue was One Tap God. He couldn't die there. If he died, the people from Garden can just freely walk in towards the sideline. The players from even Generator can't even stand for even a second. Someone needed to break the recon wall, but the fact he gave away his position because of the smoke just completely changed everything. Communication is key in True Rippers. They're not able to find any of it.
And this is only map 1, my friend. We have another map to go. The last round, potentially, of this map 1, and True Rippers have opted for that timeout. 8 rounds
YB's
away.
just chilling. YB's like, this is fine.
Look at the focus that YB has, dude.
This is what happens when you drink some Red Bull.
So do scan a QR code anytime it pops up. If you want to be at least as focused looking as YB. EG.
They need to go in for that level of focus if they want to win here.
Yeah.
8 rounds is not an easy feat.
Not an easy feat. Yeah, that's an understatement because you're playing against EG, my friend.
Give them the benefit of the doubt.
Just the EG strategy, however. Exploit mid in this kind of a pace, in this kind of a faction. Raw fuel, insta jet diff. That flash actually didn't end up helping him. If I'm not mistaken, it was from Excali. Paradox's position's a dead giveaway. Needs to use the fear from shadows. Okay, that was a very, very scary TP.
He knows. Yeah, they know. I don't think Raw gonna get cleared.
Here.
Oh, that's the line. I knew it. He's not gonna get cleared for that. No one's gonna expect him there at Raw Fuel. He's looking for his ace. Give it to the man. He's hungry for it. Masters, just walk into his crosshair, buddy. Don't go forward into the side.
He doesn't
But for
want
one.
to.
But maybe? Nah, not gonna happen today.
Defenders win.
30
It's just Raw Fuel,
Boy,
baby.
dude. Boy, was this a landslide. One thing Raw Fuel's for sure gonna be happy about is, is this a stat pad for his MVP standing?
Wanted to take it away from Rexy, and Rexy, come on down from that second position, buddy. Because your teammates got you covered.
One thing I just noticed is Master is tied on the scoreboard alongside Raw Fuel, both on 18 kills, but the distinct difference being Master was on that killjoy. And in all honesty, I feel like Master, there could have been a lot of difference that he made in the second half, especially in the first half, especially towards that B side. I'm not sure why there was no utility deployed towards Switch. That's one of the most common deviations that we get to see from a killjoy. You know, you either have the lane setup or you either have the Switch setup. And Raw Fuel always went for the Switch.
Yeah, and the fact that they had nothing there on Switch was a pretty massive question mark onto any form of a hold that they were trying to do. But then again, hey, they were trying to figure stuff out, and I do believe Ascent is not one of the strongest points. We have seen Rippers lose on Ascent quite a multiple amount of times. They're just not comfortable on the map. And as we head on over towards the match highlights, you're going to be able to witness that as well back at home, ladies and gentlemen, because the way that True Rippers play, it just does not bode well at all now, does it?
I'm not sure what the takeaway from this map should be. Because True Rippers, they had a couple of nice strategies given. They have a couple of nice rounds given. But there's no point of having nice stuff if you don't take a dub, right? You need to take those rounds where it comes your way. And especially in that second half, boy, did you see those rounds just slip past the fingers. They got the opening frag on Raw Fuel on a couple of rounds, still wasn't able to convert. They got a 2 versus 3, still weren't able to convert. These are the rounds that make a world of difference.
Changes here and there is what brings it all back. Like, these are the type of rounds that you're like, oh, True Rippers, they have an opportunity. They can make a massive comeback. It's going to be a 7-5, but instead it was a 9-3. Not even a curse was able to save them here, primarily because of one thing. I don't know, True Rippers, where is the level of confidence that they had on rounds like this?
Exactly. Seems missing.
These were just textbook perfect plays, and then Enigma, they did one small switch up in the way they timed their approaches, and Drippers, they had no idea how to approach the site anymore.
Do you think this composition could have panned out very differently for True Rippers? Because I noticed that, especially on the defense, True Rippers were the team who were trying to play aggressive on multiple occasions, but either due to the read or by pure fortune, EG managed to avoid almost all of their aggression.
I think it's not about avoiding, it's about being one-dimensional with your aggressive plays. Okay, how many times did they push mid?
I think once.
No, about,
True
if I remember
Rippers.
correctly, they push mid. Yeah. True Rippers pushed about 4 times.
Okay.
And they only pushed mid, not towards B main, not towards A main using the breach utility. They did nothing to gain any levels of information on the defensive side. They waited for their opponents to come to them, and then Enigma just steamrolled them over. You can't really come on back from that. Yeah, you could be asking me, what could they have done better on their own attacking half? The attacking half, we can't really talk about that. Small mistakes like this happen. One Tap God was in a pretty bad position regardless of where he was. He tried to play from the frontal box against the Soba, mind you, expecting one of his teammates to break the dark, but no one broke the dark, and it completely broke down any form of a chance that they could have had to bring that one back. It just didn't work out at all in their favor because they waited for Enigma to make the mistake. And Enigma, they don't make those mistakes on those slow, methodical plays. You need to go out of your way to gain information using your own utility, and Trippers did none of that. And I'm really hoping that in map number 2 on Split, they are going to utilize a utility to gain some information. You cannot play passive against Enigma. It just doesn't work.
This is going to be a hard fight for True Rippers if they're going to claw their way back. Because, like you said, Split, it's going to be an upward climb, ain't it? There's not going to be any leverage given to you. And that's very evident with EG's performance here in map 1. They did their very best to try cutting off as much as they could give away, and a couple of runs that they did end up giving away, cool. Small misplays, the push through switch didn't pan out, they weren't able to break that lockdown on the back of the Hunter's Fury. Things happen. It's more important how you bounce back, and EG did brilliantly. Map 2 and map 3, if we go that distance, seem to be in EG's favor, and the series in general now puts True Rippers in that moment of doubt because they're one map away from being knocked out of the Challenge Series, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is when the pressure hits. The pressure is hitting. It's hitting not only the players but also us and also you at home. So I think this is a well-deserved time to take a break. Huge shout out to our sponsors to make this possible. Do go to the link below to check out the latest monitors from LG Ultragear, the best graphic cards that ZOTAC have to offer. And in case you might not be able to, load into the game quick enough, Crucial's got you covered with their new range of P5 NVMe SSDs, which makes your experience blazingly fast. So do go down in the links, check out your description, check out the description for your products, scan the QR code for your own can of Red Bull, and we'll be back after a short break.
From the legends of memory and storage, Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products, precision engineered for speed and stability. Crucial Ballistics. the legends of memory and storage. Crucial brings you the ultimate performance in gaming. Legendary products. Precision engineered. For speed and stability. Crucial ballistics.
Back, ladies and gentlemen, with the LGL represents the Esports Challenger Series powered by ZOTAC Gaming and Crucial. Honestly speaking, after again, it's a set. Are you really surprised about anything like that, OG? 13-4 scoreline. It's Enigma taking it all away. Even though it's Rippers, they put up a little bit of a better fight in comparison to Metal, but Enigma are just untouchable on this map. Their raw fundamentals just prove to be something that teams are yet to reach. And Enigma, they're able to prove themselves once more. But now, as we head on down over onto Split, a little bit of a switch up from the normal trifecta we're pretty much used to. Haven used to be on the second position, now it's Split. As we head on down over onto this, statistically, Trippers are decent on this map, but all of the maps that they have won were not in decisive fashion. Either it was a 13-11 scoreline, maybe a 16-14, something along those lines of trying to close out a map. But against Enigma, you can't hope for an overtime map. It's not an easy feat to even get to that 12-12 scoreline against such a opponent.
I know, right? It's gonna be True Ripper's map pick, nonetheless, because EG just locked their one up 13-4. And it's gonna be Enigma starting off on that defense duty. Now, is this a map where you think that Rexy is gonna be like, let's go for the Killjoy yet again? Do you think that it's more viable than a chamber on a map like this? I feel like EG, especially Rexy, is a little set on his ways with the Sentinel. And we've seen that pay off, right? We've seen Rexy absolutely demolish people on this Killjoy. Even if he doesn't have a chamber, it doesn't mean that he's going to be any less potent, is how I could grasp this. So what do you feel like is EG's plan walking into this map? Because it's not EG's map, but it's something that we expect EG to be somewhat comfortable on, don't we?
Somewhat at this point. Come on, think about Split as a map. This is a map that facilitates really good strategic usage of utility. And what are Enigma known for? Strategic use of utility. So, Trippers, unless you're able to match that level of utility, maybe with a breach, maybe with the KO, how do you really want to play it? It's not going to be able to get away with much, but this is a tiny little bit of a surprise. Are they actually going to be going for the double duelist composition on this map with a Cypher?
No initiator. Double duelist, double sentinel.
You don't really need an initiator on this map. You can get away with not having one, but having one just makes life a lot easier.
Makes those pesky close angles far less annoying, doesn't it? Split has a couple of them, not a whole lot. That's the big difference. On the other side, it's the double initiator composition. So we have the KO on Paradox. We have Sky on Crosshair's hands. Master is going to go back to the Killjoy alongside One Tap God on his infamous Jet alongside Bones. So on his Omen. A well-rounded draft from True Rippers, but a curveball thrown by EG into this best of 3. And we've seen Excali on this race, dude. Things just do not get any more scary. Raw Fuel Jet, Excali race, and RVK on that Cypher. This is going to be interesting to see.
This goes to show how problematic situations can be if you're not really careful here on that regard. Because once again, it's always the small, tiny misplays that could just bring you down a couple of pegs. And especially with this double duelist competition, yeah, we know how potent Excali is. Excali is the best race in our country for a reason. He's the one who pretty much made this agent his trademark. But then again, can you always be like, hey, Excali on that race without any form of information being given to him? Can he really rise up to that challenge? Maybe he can, maybe he won't, but things look tough. But if someone can make it up to the top, it has to be an.
For sure.
I don't agree with the compo. That's the only thing. I know what Enigma are capable of, but this composition does not really float.
Ooh.
Ooh.
They do have Excali towards the A side. So
Masters!
probability damage. Master finds that kill after a questionable start to that engagement. Excali forced to concede position. And this gives A Heaven control to
The
True Rippers.
damage. Look at the
The
damage.
rotation. Look at this though. True Rippers, their mid-run adaptation is going to be very crucial. And because of their small real estate towards mid, they are opting to go that route. And that's the only route offered to them. It's RVK with a setup towards this B side. That's the only thing that puts a stop between True Rippers taking the side and Anarchy. RVK is playing a brilliant position though. Not going to be giving away any cookies for free. And they know he's not playing from side. It either has to be a main CT or a backside setup. RVK gonna be playing accordingly. Throws in that cage, buys a little bit of confusion, and that's RVK's cue to get this plan denied.
It's a kill. But again, that's a kill on a very low player. Masters very much alive and still can go in for a proper hold. Excali drops down. His position's been given. Paradox. He just needs to wait out in this corner, take a shot, and take a peek. Send it back down to Jesus. Why don't you? It's now Antidote. He's looking for this fight. But again, I think he's going to take first contact. Good amounts of damage being given. And Excali is going to shut it down with a frenzy. Good plays, good shots. That's all that they need, ladies and gentlemen.
They're giving the defuse to Excali as well. Getting him closer and closer to that showstopper. I don't know if we're going to see this or not, but I've seen a lot of wacky plays from the Bamboozle series so far. I really want to see that clip-worthy double satchel ultimate from the A side Heaven, dude. That's going to be what's going to go out on our socials today if that's going to happen. So, yeah, you know what to do already.
Let's see how it all pans out for currently though, Rexy. He's looking to play it down a little bit more aggressive on his own regard. Ooh. But then again, the dog, he's going to get some value. That push is going to go down through even more beautifully. Raw Fuel comes in for the backup and Antidote and Raw Fuel. They're going to try to hold this one down for as long as they possibly can. Positions being given away. They're going to try to make their way forward. But one tap got a little bit too trigger happy. Tries to push forward and RBK shuts everything down. This is a retake situation and it's a 1 versus 4 retake. And Excali shuts it all down. This was a 4-spy round, Hiroji.
And EG make it look so easy, right? The cleanup duty.
Yeah.
Is this the situation where you start contemplating a split and pick technique if you're True Rippers? I don't see the stage towards mid, so mid control is not going to be obstructed by the wall whatsoever. It's in fact a main control that EG are trying to deny. So EG, they're putting their duelists towards wherever they feel like the fight can be forced. Let's see if the duelists are going to get their preferred duel though, because it looks like Raw Fuel is going to be set up on the back of Excali's utility. From the pushback.
Good spot at all here. Crosshair. Trying to get away as far as they possibly can from this sticky situation he put himself into. Then again, Masters, they have the sheriffs to make this one work. Timing is key. But the shots are even more important. RVK not going to be the one who gets away with much here. But okay, good amount of damage. Some information gained and Excali.
That's all he needs.
There's a reason why his raise is just so good. Look for the ace. He's going to fly it down through. And in style, he's going to be the thing that brings it all back. 3-0. Excali getting an ace on an equal round, I guess.
Hey, we have the showstopper. Let's go. He's towards A Heaven, dude. Are we going to see the play? Please. Nobody from True Ripper is going to do it the east side, dude. What a shame. Without the lack of initiator, that play goes down on instinct, right? I can foresee maybe a couple of Rosa ults, But again, it's Excali, right? Okay. The
It's a
result number
Rosal.
one's out. Are we gonna shoot?
Man tried to make a
Oh!
prediction.
Oh, he got suppressed!
Insult to injury, throws out a result and then gets completely suppressed for it.
At least there's a reason that he couldn't use that ult now.
Yeah, sure. Is that what you tell yourself whenever you miss an ultimate?
Whenever chaos against me, yeah, bro, I just try to rub as much salt in my wounds. Turns to preserve what's left of my sanity. And, you know, it's split. A map where you can still make these specters count close range. We've seen them shred through enemies like they're warm butter. And right now, this strat is hot. Because True Rippers, they have a timing window to pull this off. If they don't, they're in huge problem. Now they push the issue, but that's raw fuel all the way in the back of the side with the specter who outduels him. Suddenly, the range becomes a problem and True Rippers are able to navigate through hard times. 1 versus 3 with the Rosa out so early. Excali lacks utility now on this retake as he only has a nade and his trusty Spectre on his side. Okay. Sure. The nade, it forces them to disengage. A lot of damage. Isolation. Decimation. 1v1. Excali pulls out the frenzy and he gets the clutch.
Wait a minute!
Faster than the crucial SSD that we have.
600 and... What?
Let's get that replay right here, right now.
I have nothing to say. This is just a performance that you cannot expect from this man. Just look at him. The level of disrespect. He's still peeking this. Why are you still peeking this? The man doesn't reload his gun. He pulls out a goddamn frenzy and then swings it to kill him. The older brother can't do it. The little brother can instead. My God. I think that Daffy pretty much has to go in for a pause. That will be a demoralizing loss. If you get played like that by a Raze, my heart, man. It's crying out for the members of True Ripper.
What is Daffy telling to his team? I wish we could hear that, but again, that's something that True Rippers really don't want. I decided going for a break though, which is nice. This gives chance for EG to reset as well. You can see YB
Actually saying something to his team.
Yeah, you can see YB for once making that difference, right? I think YB is a coach that knows when he needs to put in his input. We've seen him on multiple times when they do take that time out. He allows Antidote to do much of the vocal aspect of what needs to change. This could just mean that EG are trying to anticipate what the variation could be and then adapt accordingly.
That's how it all should be as well. Once I've got, he has a Blaze Thrown in hand, maybe trying to make a difference here. But once again, look at where the smoke placement is as well here, OG. That smoke is placed so far back that everyone inside of the side can get a heads up when a dash or anyone could push through. This is smart, and I love this play from the members of Enigma.
Pain shells, it could be out at the perfect time, which very well would individualize these members on that hit.
This is why I love this smoke as well. This pain shell can completely nullify so
Nice
much.
What do you
And
do
a
now?
good amount of chip. Look at the chip damage.
And that utility that they deployed, that 0 point, yeah, it's done its wear. Nothing much that they have to throw from B main, hence they turn foot and head towards mid, and that's exactly where they try to catch Antidote off guard. Such a that's Rexy, in fact. Okay, opening found. They have Heaven. Timing though is going to be of the essence. The push through Defender, Spawn, and Crosshair. A lot of this round is now going to be reliant on him as time is starting to tick, and this is a hard pickle for them to pick.
Gonna be the first. Antidote's gonna get taken down. Good trades from the side of Crosshair, but with only 10 seconds left, they cannot make their way over towards the other side. Excali's on a tear. He's just doing all the damage and gets one backwards. The BM King is back, baby. And you know for a fact that he always comes back when he's on his raise.
Oh god, what did we just see? Straight up Fortnite satchel movement that he tried to pull off. Oh, goodness Christ.
He's moonwalking his way back. The best Michael Jackson cosplay we'll ever get in Valorant.
Smooth criminal. Dun, 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 dun. I think with how he completely got shut down by Paradox, I really want to see Excali just make a clip with the showstopper. He's made all the clips he wants. He's gotten clutches. He's gotten insane taps. He's gotten whatever he wants. He's not gotten that one play though. That's something that we might just save the best for the last four.
See, one tap God, he has a little bit of a vengeance on his own accord. And oh baby, Rexy! Flirted with danger out here. Gets brushed by death. Not really the best of
Dog didn't
spots
see
for him.
him. Excali's gone undetected. This could be
This is
big.
perfect
Nobody's
timing.
expecting this whatsoever. And the smoke just barely saves a little skin for True Rippers who are contemplating
clear him,
whether
right?
they want to make this play. Nah. What a play, dude. He has a showstopper. Paradox on the other side. This could be the party. Boom.
Wait a second. What? Knife him. Knife him. Ah.
You let
Tommy got his
Stormy do the
chance.
opening.
Tommy got his chance.
Oh god, that's fun. Not as fun as what Excali just did to the rest of True Rippers, though, but that's
The
a
man
different
just
story
threw a satchel in the opponent's face while he had a rocket launcher on his back. Hello?
He wants to give them a palette of taste, and I think that adds to the taste. Can we have a moment of silence for True Rippers' attempt to take Conquest towards mid?
And it just doesn't make any sense. The guy's on 17 frags and it's only been 6 rounds. The guy has gotten almost 3 kills per round. You can't make that up, Oshi. And now Rawfield's, it's his turn to shine. Damage has been dealt. He's trying to give as much information as he possibly can. Paradox! Rawfield again gets away with murder. That's another kill. They're trying to find more.
They really can't afford to go for that revive on the back of the utility fading. This is not the right play for True Rippers to make.
What can they do? It's a double operator setup now.
Pray.
This looks rough, man. And Enigma. This is what I meant. Against Enigma, it's not easy, especially on this map where utility reigns supreme. And Excali, it's not even utility anymore at this point. This is his playground. I walked into something that you would never expect.
Yeah. Do you know how to hold a chopstick aggressive?
I don't. Sick.
Because it's not only me then. Straight up folk user when it comes to noodles. And right now, Excali, this looks like not only noodles, but also a dessert that he's having a full fight of.
Oh, fine.
Remaining.
This is brutal, bro. This is grotesque. And
It's
Enigma just this is a slaughterhouse, buddy. I don't know how accustomed you are to it, but my appetites certainly died down after this matchup.
Bit. But at the same time, I think that Enigma, they're hungry for more. They're not showing any remorse, no mercy whatsoever. And then you press tab and look at their bank. Yowza. They got money for days.
This is the problem that I have with no initiator, right? Look at Antidote setup now. It's Enigma who don't have that initiator, so it's hard for them to pull off such plays, but against them, plays like that are possible. However, another attempt to take mid control, and this time a quick setup play towards the A side. Excali, the menace of True Rippers so far, still present in a site like this tactical lockdown though. That's gonna change things a whole lot. But knows the position, gets that kill. Man advantage, the best it's been so far for True Rippers. Are they able to convert on a round like this? It certainly needs to.
RVK, he was good for one though, but that's it. Again, this mid control being lost is gonna be a dangerous one, but once again, Excali being an absolute menace every single time. He's able to find out more, and now the dynamic duo of Excali versus Raw needs to come in clutch. 3 versus 2 situation, more than enough utility to make this one work. Blaze-storm in hand. Are they opting to use it? This angle needs to be perfect. This shots need to be beautiful. They know the position of one, but then again, Excali, he's just holding W. He's running it towards the side. Knows one position. He's gonna fly. He nearly got away with it. He's not gonna expect it. Oh, no, he doesn't. Ran out of time. There's absolutely nothing. Dude, good night. Bye bye. It's an absolute demon and a chat. That's gonna be a round win, but Paradox. Soul.
My god, happy feed, wombo combo. Man rolls in with every trick he knows in the textbook. Holy Jesus. Bamboozle series, ladies and gentlemen. This is why we've come up with the name. Holy crap. Teach me to dance like that sometime, aggressive.
Oh, those were some dance moves that you gotta see on a regular basis. Beautifully done, but Raw Fuel.
Goes in the flash. Setting for that second shot, and Antidote gives away his position. They still don't know. They still don't know. The triple.
They're actually getting away with anything and everything at this point. The party's coming for one person.
Who's got the snack?
My god, Excali, he's on a tear. And the members of Tripper, they just feel lost at this point.
I think this, out of every single match that we've casted together aggressive in every single tournament, this has to be one of the, I'd say, most fun landslides that we've had in a while, right?
Not exactly. I feel pretty bad for the members of True Rippers because I want to give them an ideology of how to, you know, play the different sidelines, maybe stop the level of utility that they're getting completely bamboozled on. But the thing is, these are just individual 1v1s, and the sheer amount of confidence is just hard to stop. How do you stop this level of confidence? Excali is stuck in a corner and he's still alive and he's still shooting bullets with his teammates. What do you do up against this? There's too much confidence on the other end.
Oh god, they still find the damage.
Dude, finally. They need to retaliate.
They have weapons.
Yep. And they also have the magic number of Paradox.
And they have Raw Fuel, who is lurking against them when he has the operator. It's all gonna be on, you know, either RVK or Raw Fuel to play retake, to play these numbers, and to make sure that they're not giving away individual frags. That's what True Rippers are gonna be looking for. Considering RVK's playstyle and position, that's something that they're not gonna get.
Camera taken out.
30 seconds left.
We HP
Absolutely
on
cannon.
Master though. This is hard, dude.
BK knows. He's in perfect positions. They don't know his position. This man can just walk out. He can walk out and do whatever he wants. Masters is stuck. He needs to run back. That's the first 3 second. My god, quick scopes and a half. Rawfield's just feeling it. He's in his flow state, baby. And both of these players are just on a tear of their own. Raw Fuel. This guy has not even gotten an opportunity to show himself. And he's playing this good. Let's say you get a kill onto Excali. How do you get past Raw Fuel?
It's the last round of the first half, bro. 10-1, and this is EG just making it look easy. They have the revive, they have the fear from shadows, they have the neural theft. On the other side, you have the possibility for them to just bomb rush aside, try to negate a little bit of utility if they do commit that overload and fear from shadows themselves. With this rush towards B, that's exactly what they're looking to do. Paradox, he's gonna be the man to look out for. Rexy manages to make his way back. A pure retake being attempted, and RVK ends up being the first martyr for Enigma. So like Scally is right in position yet again.
Scally trying to do as much damage as he possibly can. Has all the utility he needs to try and facilitate this retake. They need to live, they need to survive, and one tap god, he's looking for murder! Spots out 2 players, Rexy's gonna get pulled up immediately. This
And
round, even though it started so beautifully, it's gonna end up in a horrible fashion.
Ooh, they know the positions now. Master left all alone, walled. Now, in this, you just gotta pray, you gotta hope, and you gotta make sure it's not as painful. And that they do. Enigma just quickly put the demise
Switching sides.
as they claim the round 11-1. We talked about first map being so dominating, dude. Map 2, EG are showing no signs of mercy, especially Excali.
I would say the members of Rippers should not really take this part. It's just difficult to face off against an Enigma when they're feeling themselves this much. I don't know what to say, OG. It's not the strategic problem anymore, it's just them not being confident in their duels. They're running scared. That's the problem here.
My camera is destroyed.
Ooh, doink. Gonna run back now, RBK. Gonna be like, Rexy, I need a heal, and Rexy's all the way towards B heaven. So this essentially is RBK maybe acting like a bait as he heads through B main, and Bones, that paranoia does yield to nothing as the wall does prevent him from ball. And now this is the problem. They've walked into this 3-man setup. The trades are a second too late. Luckily, they have Bones in an ideal position to then pick up the pieces as is this a 2 versus 2. This is big. Makes his way back. They have the spike. They have the information. Are they gonna go towards the A side? Yes, they are. EG are just enjoying life, and they're committing the tailblaze, which buys them even more time here. EG to set up for that post plan and make sure time ticks expensively for True Rippers.
Rexy, he'll have an opportunity to get that heal back up online, and if Antidote is in a good position, he's gonna be able to get that spot. But again, they're playing so far spread out. I don't know how much I like this, because it's all about the timing, and I like this Enigma. They planted the spike for in front of heaven.
Yeah.
So they're playing for the heaven control instead. They're gonna let all the members of Drippers completely walk in towards the side. Because of this heaven plan, Drippers, they need to be wary of this, and they need to hold on to heaven for as long as they possibly can. Sound has been given away. And one that got his positions in a pretty tough spot. Oh, look at this. This is so beautiful. Make your way onto heaven and 3 kills, baby. Rex just taps one out of existence. 18 HP. You may be good, Crosshair, but not against this Crossfire. 12-1. And Enigma.
Match point.
This map is theirs.
Close to doing it in a completely flawless fashion. Enigma looking to take win here in map 2 and continue the strong form that they've found in this lower bracket run. A last-ditch effort from True Rippers here as they force into the buy. Double Marshall, a Stinger, a Spectre, all signs of economic disparity. This push towards ramps. Oh, the Stinger, it's supposed to be good at this range. Well, this is Enigma.
That's just sad.
Dominance.
Turret's caused a good amount of damage, and Excali now at 1 HP. He's looking for more. He's gotta be able to get away with it. Bones is the thing that shuts him down, but at the end of the day, it's just not enough. They're gonna drop their bodies and Bones. He's the final line of defense. Trying to clutch out this round with only a Marshall in your hand seems like close to an impossible task.
3-man crossfire setup as well.
Shadows traveling.
Smoke should make it evident. Bagging. Now they're bagging. Angelo gets the final kill. 13-1, ladies and gentlemen. And EG. Domination spree not gonna be put to a stop whatsoever. In fact, True Rippers are the fuel that now have been added to this EG fire that just doesn't seem to stop. An antidote, the kiss, the thumbs up. Yeah.
Doggo as well. The doggo buff, man. It's always the
Sent us regards. Hey, Rexy's playing with the doggo. I missed that EG doggo, dude. I remember while we were taking the interview for EG, the doggo was just there in the background chilling, and now it's enjoying. It's gonna enjoy the after party as much as Enigma members are gonna do as well.
part of this team. And hey, they're looking as strong as ever. I gotta say that as a team, Enigma, they're just improving at a pace that we don't even know how to comprehend. As we head on down over towards the match highlights, pretty much call it the Excali highlights, why don't you? Because that guy completely tore down the walls of Trippers. He left nothing behind.
26 frags in a 13-1 game. Can you imagine being that guy? Absolutely masterclass. And True Rippers, much like in map 1, I feel like in map 2, lesser situations were offered to them where they could take the dub, but even in those like situations like these, how does Excali even remotely have the room to find a clutch like this? Utter insanity. And Excali, he proves it to us. He requests these kind of plays time after time after time, and we expect nothing different. That's the definition of insanity, and that's how insane the raise of Excali is, which I think was on prime display, right? The rest of EG were more or less laid back. Even the side
It's
of Rock
1v5ing. That's the thing. The man was literally 1v5ing on so many of these rounds. What his
exactly.
teammates would was just throw a little bit of utility to deter the members of True Rippers from going out of the position that Excali was.
And even a person like Rafuel, who's more or less the primary gun for EG, was just chilling, hitting quick scopes, taking time, taking opportunity, something that you don't really see Jet do on a professional stage, right? Because the Jet's more or less like the white recon dart for your team on some occasions. You need to be the dive bomb, you need to be the one who creates space and then takes the aggro. This is a sad demise, though, for True Rippers here in the Esports Club presents Stanza series, because this low bracket run, ever since EG got knocked down, felt like it's gonna be a very, very tough situation that any teams find themselves in. And this is just the starting of what Enigma have to offer, right? That's gotta send shivers for anybody who's not gonna have that safety net that they have while they remain in the upper bracket. More reason for a team like Reckoning Esports and Revenant Esports to take their matchup in the upper bracket way, way more seriously. Because in the grander scheme of things, even if they do win that upper bracket matchup, they have VLT. They don't win it, they have EG to fight against. Oh god. I feel like
Stuck
we're
between
gonna
a
get
rock and
a
a hard
nice
place.
EG VLT do a clash. At least that's what you guys at home need to be ready, because we're gonna be taking a small break after this broadcast, right? We're gonna be back on the so that's when you have to hit the subscribe button. That's why you're gonna have to hit that bell notification to know whenever we're gonna be going live.
Because after a short break, I'm pretty sure that Enigma, either they're gonna come back even stronger than ever, or they could just be the reigning champions of pretty much everything. Velocity, they've also been looking strong. They've been looking potent, but then again, they haven't really had this level of competition now, did they?
Not
Global
really.
came into the picture, and now that the Enigma are looking this strong, pretty sure that Velocity, they're going to be shaking in their own boots, and they have to hope that they keep their upper bracket reign alive. Because to face off against Enigma, you got two sharks on both planes, great whites on two sides, man. You really don't want to go up against any of that.
Yeah.
They'll gobble you up and then spit you back out because you're not tasty enough. Because, ugh, this was a massacre. But then again, it's fine because True Rippers, they're still learning, and I do believe they were just to motivate game number two. This is not the True Rippers that we know.
Oh, for sure. For
Yeah.
sure. They need to go back to the drawing board. They need to see where they can improvise and adapt. Because Enigma, this is the advantage that a team like True Rippers have when they walk into a tournament like the Challenger Series, right? They get challenged. And let's be honest, life isn't going to be fun without a challenge. And a challenge like this, if they're worthy to live up to it, boy, oh boy, is this going to be a nice turnaround. But that's a very tall and Herculean task, which I hope that they're on a journey to embark.
Be able to do it down. Give them that chance, give them that opportunity to finally be able to recollect themselves. And we know for a fact True Rivers could come back stronger than ever. They are a team that have constantly improved over the years. And even through these last 2 years, when this roster was sticking together, going through multiple different iterations and small changes, they've finally found a formula that works and they now need to refine it. We were talking about this. True Rippers as a team, they're quite perfect when it comes down to the way that they're able to play around the sidelines, the way that they're employing a lot of their utility. It's good, but at the end of the day, they need to refine the things that are already good, make it pretty much pristine as a diamond, make it shine, make it glitter. Just like this person as we have here on the Series MVP screen. He's shining brighter than pretty much even the stars. Next Scally?
46
Hold
kills?
on, no. Forget the 46 kills. Look at his ACS. Hold it, buddy. We have never seen a duelist ever cross the 360 mark. And this guy has 417 on 2 maps. This is an average ACS, OG. Average ACS.
This is this is a scary looking at Scally, dude.
256 damage per round.
Holy crap. This is the raise that we all want to see after this jet nerf. I feel like Rawfield's position might be in a little bit of a threat considering what we've seen today. And you know what? We're talking about position. Let's see every team and their positioning right now in the Challenger Series as we head on over to the brackets. It's been a pretty long day, but we've found one of our lower bracket finalists. We then, however, have that matchup where Remnant Esports are going to take on Reckoning Esports, and whoever ends up bowing out from that matchup is going to come down to the lower bracket and then face off M42 to then decide who's going to be worthy enough to then take the challenge against EG to maybe then have a little hope of proceeding through. But again, looking at the way these brackets are shaping up, things are looking deadly on whichever side of the river you stand.
Be happy in either regard if you're the members of Reckoning or even Revenant. Yeah, maybe you're gonna be able to get a win against a couple of the baby sharks that is M42. Then you have to worry about Enigma waiting right after that matchup. M42 are nothing to scoff at. They can easily take you down. They're a very dangerous team. Reckoning versus Revenant, already two rosters who are pretty much equally matched. They need to go far and beyond their own capabilities, possibly even evolve as they were playing through that game to even have an inkling of a chance of moving forward against Velocity. So you're looking at the top, you're like, oh, we got to face Velocity. You're looking at the bottom, oh, there's a possibility we could lose to M42 and then have to lose against Enigma down the line.
Have to
Yeah.
embrace that.
Time to get like 10 cans of Red Bull. Scan that QR code, ladies and gentlemen, because one of the teams have to do it at one point.
Yeah, and I'm really interested to see what the matchup between M42 and whoever loses that Reckoning or Remnant matchup is going to be, right? Because M42 are going to be on that up as well, and that's something that we're all going to be tracing through the Challenger Series. But again, that's something that you at home, ladies and gentlemen, need to wait for. And I think me and Aggressive sure as hell need to wait for it. It's been a couple of extravagant days where Valorant action was just through the roof. Everybody needs a reset, and so are we. This has been an amazing week of Valorant action, Aggressive. You think that there's any final words that you want to cap with this ending of the stream before we take a small break, before we do come back on the 4th?
See, ladies and gentlemen, back at home, make sure to check out the links in the description. We are not going to be saying this for a while, so you're not going to be annoyed with us doing this as often, but show our sponsors some love, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to see these phenomenal performances from the players. The players are doing all of this for your entertainment back at home. And if you want us to host more tournaments like this, links down below in the description. And check out the crucial P5 NVMe SSD for all of your blazing fast gaming needs. And also the storage, of course. It's just 1 terabyte of SSD. What more do you need? LGL Creator monitors are there, and of course the graphics cards are present. We got deals set up all down below in the description. But for now, It's going to be your boy Aggressive with OG signing on off for at least a week, I would say. And we'll be back with you soon enough on the 4th Asian Challenge. Mark your calendar, mark your dates, because that is when Revenant Esports versus Reckoning is going to happen. And we're going to be seeing you pretty much soon enough with the LGL Group presents the Esports Club Challenger Series powered by ZOTAC Gaming. And crucial, good night and happy gaming. Let's go.